Welcome to our class today. We will be talking about the weather, something I'm sure you do every day. So let's talk about sunny and warm weather. And as we do, share what the weather is like for you today in the comments. So you can say, wow, it's gorgeous out today. In fact, this morning I received a text message from a friend that said exactly this. Wow, it's gorgeous out today. So in the weather, we use the third person singular, it. It is, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. Gorgeous is one word that means extremely nice or extremely pleasant. It's gorgeous out. Out represents outside. So right now I am inside, and then we have outside. So that's why you can just say out. You don't need to say outside. Wow, it's gorgeous out today. So that is a great one to have in your vocabulary. Does that describe your weather today? For me, I would absolutely say, wow, it's gorgeous out today. You can also say this. Remember, this is for sunny and warm weather. I can't wait. I can't wait. So you can do this as a flap T. I can't wait. Infinitive, to get outside. Get means to go outside, but it's more expressing that I am outside. So to leave inside and transition to outside. Outside, you can also just say out. So you can say out or outside. So in this case, I use outside. Notice there's no S on it. It's always outside. One word, outside. I can't wait to get outside and soak up the sun. Soak up is a phrasal verb. It simply means to absorb the sun. So absorb would be the replacement because you might use a cloth to soak up water. So in that case, the cloth is absorbing the water. But to soak up the sun, this is an expression that we just use to have the sun on us, to enjoy the sun, to soak up the sun. So to be in the sun. I can't wait to get outside and soak up the sun because it's gorgeous out today. So you could combine those two together. So you could say this one first and then move on to this one. So here we have is cloudy in Czech Republic. It's sweltering. What is your country? So you can do that. It's sunny today in the UK. The UK. That's an exception. You always say the UK, even with the short form. All right. So that's a good one. Oh, what else? Sweltering in Mozambique. It's snowing in Russia. That can be quite beautiful, though. All right. So let's keep going. You can say, it feels like perfect picnic weather. So that's a way of saying what it's like. What do you want to do today? If you want to have a picnic, which is a meal you eat outside in a park, usually, that means the weather is very nice. So, this, without saying it, it implies that it's a very nice day, perhaps a gorgeous day. Here in Barcelona, it is raining. It's raining. Outside, there is a lot of snow. It's sunny here in Egypt. I'm sure that's pretty typical for Egypt. Cloudy in Sudan. Okay. Sunny day. Sunny at day, but cold in the morning and evening. So it's sunny during the day and it's cold in the morning, in the evening. It's sunny in North Poland, but it's freezing. Yes, I imagine. Okay, let's go on. You can say, remember, we are still talking about a sunny, nice day. So you might say to your coworker, your spouse, a friend, let's leave work early and go for a nice walk. You know, when it's that perfect day and it's just very difficult to stay inside because it is just a picture perfect day. So you might say, let's leave work early or let's end work early. So you can use either one. Let's leave, that's talk about changing location, and let's end, that's talking about finishing, but they communicate the same thing. So let's. This is our imperative as a suggestion. Let's leave work early and go for a nice walk. And go. So you want the base verb here, and go for a walk or a nice walk. It's sunny in Venezuela. It is cold outside in Japan. It's cloudy and freezing in Detroit after snowing last night. It's not perfect for picnic. Exactly. It's raining a lot in Cuba. It's a foggy day. So you say it's foggy here in India. But if you say day, it's a day. It's a foggy day. All right. So, this is why we're doing this, because talking about the weather is a very basic thing, but look how many corrections we're making together. How about this? Oh, if it's too hot. So, remember, before we were talking about a sunny, nice day, but too hot. I don't want to have a picnic. I don't want to leave early and go for a walk. It's too hot. So then you can use that adjective smeldering as well. Okay, so you can say, we'll need to crank up the AC today. Crank up. So, I don't have my remote for the AC, but crank up means increase dramatically. So increase a lot and quickly. Crank up the AC. AC is short for air conditioning. Let's crank up the AC today. We'll need to. So we will need to. So a necessity in the future because it is too hot. Remember, when we use to, it means that it is more than wanted or needed. Okay. It's not the same. You can also say so hot, but too hot works in this context, more than wanted or needed. So crank up the AC today. The AC will be working overtime today. So you might just say this to your whoever, your friend, your spouse, the AC will be working overtime today. That is saying that it is such a hot day. We're going to be using the AC nonstop. Okay. So working overtime means just like you, if you have to work overtime, it means you work longer than normal. So that's the same thing. The AC will be on longer than normal. So the AC will be working overtime today. So this is just an alternative way of saying it. Let's keep going. I feel like I'm in a sauna. I say this quite a lot. You can especially say this if it's very humid at the same time. But even if it's not, even if it's a dry heat, there's also dry saunas and wet saunas. So you can use this if there's humidity or no humidity. You can say, I feel like I'm in a sauna. So you're comparing what it feels like outside to what it feels like in a sauna. So a sauna is usually a small room you go into that is extremely hot, and you go to relax when you're at the spa. So that's a positive thing, but you don't want that when you're outside. I feel like I'm in a sauna. In a, because sauna is a noun. A sauna, sauna, sauna. I feel like I'm in a sauna. I feel like I'm in a sauna. So that's a great one to say as well. How about this one? I'm sweating just sitting here. Okay, so sweat is what this man is experiencing right now. So, if you have water droplets on your forehead, under your arms, of course, that is sweat. Sweat. So, sweat is a noun, and that's why he's wiping the sweat off of his neck, back of his neck. Now, here, I'm sweating. So in this case, sweat is also a verb. So sweat is a noun. It represents the drops of water on you. And then sweat is a verb. And that's why it's in the present continuous. I'm sweating just sitting here. So that's how hot it is. I'm sweating just sitting here. So these are more natural ways of just saying it is very hot today. I'm sweating just sitting here. If you tell your friend that and your friend says, "What's the weather like in your country today?" and you say, "I'm sweating just sitting here," your friend understands that it is extremely hot in your country today, even without you saying it. So it's cloudy in Brazil. All right. It is freezing outside in the UK. Awesome job. Great job. It's freezing. It is. Use that contraction. Sound like a native speaker. It's freezing. It's freezing outside in the UK. I'm stifling in Japanese summer. Very nice. All right. Let's keep going. How about this? There's no way. There's no way. This is a very strong no. So if someone asks you to do something, to work overtime, and you say, "There's no way I'm working overtime today. It's my wife's birthday, or it's my daughter's, my son's birthday." Or you just don't want to. There's no way I'm working overtime. It's a very strong no. There's no way I'm biking in this heat. So biking just represents a form of physical exercise. So you could change this to whatever exercise you want. There's no way I'm jogging, running. Well, some things you would want to do, swimming would be nice. There's no way I'm playing soccer. There's no way I'm playing tennis, any sport in this heat. Okay, so a very strong no. There's no way. There's no way. So that's a good one. Reserve that for a very strong no. And yes, biking is cycling. You can use either one. I'm biking, I'm cycling. Either one, both of them are very common. And you can also use the go verb. So there's no way. You can also say, "There's no way I'm going biking or cycling in this heat." So I'm just typing this out and then I will show it because it's very common to use the go verb. So there's no way. Your verb is go biking. Biking is always in the ing. Now, going is only in the ing because it's the present continuous. You could say, "Yesterday I went biking," because biking is always in the ing, but your verb go is what you conjugate. I always go biking after work, but today it is sweltering and there's no way I'm biking in this heat. So you could say that as well. I like this one. There's no way I'm cooking in this heat because when you cook food, it produces more heat and it's already so hot. I like that one. That's a great one. Good job. There's no way I'm cooking in this heat. And you can do this with some attitude to suggest a strong no. So you can use this with other things as well, like I gave the overtime example. Okay, let's keep going. I could go for an ice bath right about now. So if someone asks you, "Oh, how's the weather today?" And you could say, "Well, I could go for an ice bath right about now." So a bath, but then a bath in very cold water. That would be an ice bath. Because normally, if you just say, "I could go for a bath," I would think it's cold, because a bath, without specifying the temperature, a bath is hot. Okay. So that's why you have to say ice bath, which means you want to sit in cold water, extremely cold water, because ice is very, very cold. I could go for an ice bath right about now. About is not required grammatically, because you could absolutely say right now. Right about now is just a natural alternative. Native speakers commonly use it. So you can say right now or right about now. Okay. This is good. So if you use for you need the noun form. So swimming is the action, it's the verb form. Swim is the noun form. So you can say, I could go for a swim right about now. Or if you want to use the verb, you could say, I could go swimming right about now. So either one is correct. Great job. I like this one. There's no way I'm walking in this cold. Exactly. Very nice. I love that. There's no way I'm baking in this heat. Exactly. Exactly. Awesome. Great job, everyone. Well, let's keep going. Oh, let's talk about rainy weather. Is anyone experiencing rainy weather today? I think I think someone said it was raining where they are. All right. I know Christmas, you don't need an article. It's just Christmas. I know Christmas is coming, but there's no way I'll cook 12 dishes. Exactly. There's no way. There's no way. So, a very common expression, you can use that a lot to represent a strong no. Oh, it's raining here, but where is here? We don't know where here is. I'm from Turkey. It's raining. Is rainy weather here. Very nice. Okay. So, how about this? Oh, wow. It's really coming down out there. I say this a lot to represent the rain. You can also use this for the snow. So, my student in Russia said it was snowing. Someone in Poland said it was cold. I don't remember if it was snowing or not. But for the snow or the rain, you can use this. So, come down means falling from the sky. So, rain and snow fall from the sky. So if you say it's really coming down, it means it's raining heavily, it's snowing heavily. So you could use this for either rain or snow. So you look out your window and say, oh, wow, it's really coming down out there. It's really coming down out there. There's no way I'm walking to the park in this weather because it's really coming down out there. Oh, it's raining in Morocco. It's sleeting. Oh, that's not nice. There's no way I'm going outside in the sleet. Okay. Long time no see. You're right on time. We're talking about the rain. All right. I love the rainy weather. Me too. I also like rainy weather. As long as I don't have anything outdoor planned. Okay. Today's the perfect day to stay in with a good book. So if it's sleeting, snowing, raining, extremely hot, extremely cold, some sort of extreme weather or unpleasant, uncomfortable weather, you might say this: today's the perfect day. the perfect day. Today's the perfect day to stay in. In represents inside. So it's the opposite of to go outside, to stay in. To stay in, to stay in your home with a good book. So, with a good book is just a casual, native way of saying today's the perfect day to stay in and read. And read a good book. But if you say to stay in with a good book, it's implied that you're going to read the book. Okay. So, this is something that natives say a lot with bad weather. So, maybe your friend says, oh, do you want to go to the mall? And you can say, I don't know. Today's the perfect day to stay in with a good book or stay in and watch a movie. So you can use and then the base verb and watch a movie and whatever it might be. Catch up on housework, whatever it might be. Today is the perfect day to rest and enjoy the movie. Exactly. That's a nice one. Today's the perfect day to stay in with a good book while it's drizzling. Very nice. Drizzling. There's no way I'm going out in this rain. So not under. I understand what you mean because the rain is above you, but we don't use that preposition. We just say in this rain. In this rain, in this storm, whatever it might be, in this snow, in this heat. Yeah, you can say today's the perfect day to stay in and play video games. Ooh, I like this. Today's the perfect day to stay in with some Christmas films. Exactly. Very nice. Very nice. I love it. Let's keep going. I got caught in the rain waiting for the bus. I'm soaked. Okay, so if you get caught in the rain, if anyone knows the Pina Colada song, well, then this should be familiar to you. So if you get caught in the rain, so notice get is the verb that you conjugate. Okay, caught is always in the past form. So get, this is in the past simple. I got caught in the rain. It means while you were outside waiting for the bus, it started raining. And maybe you didn't have an umbrella and there was no bus shelter. So there was no roof over your head because at some places when you wait for the bus, there's something called a shelter, which means there's a structure with a roof over your head. So it shelters you from the weather. Okay. But if you get caught in the rain, it means you're outside and then it starts raining. So I'm soaked. Just imagine, what do you look like when you get out of the shower or when you get out of a pool or the ocean after swimming? You're soaked. You're extremely wet. Every part of you is wet. So that would be soaked. Soaked. So when you take your clothes out of the washing machine, your clothes are soaked. They're extremely wet. I am, and then soaked is always in the ed form. I'm soaked. And this ed is in a soft T. I'm soaked. I'm soaked. I got caught in the rain waiting for the bus. I'm soaked. Sometimes it's fun to get caught in the rain, though, if you don't have an important meeting to go to. Okay, you can say, you don't need an umbrella. It's just drizzling now. So another student used drizzling, and now I'm using drizzling. So notice I gave this context. You don't need an umbrella. It's just drizzling now. So what would you imagine? So it's raining, but you don't need an umbrella. So it's very light rain. If it's just drizzling, 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 drizzling. I know a lot of students ask me about the pronunciation of that. Okay, if it's drizzling, it means it's light rain, maybe too light to take an umbrella. Yeah, is raining slightly. Yeah, or lightly. And yes, you can use spitting. Spitting, I think, is open to interpretation. To me, spitting sounds probably even lighter than drizzling. So spitting, drizzling, and then raining, pouring. Those would be the different degrees of rain. How about this? The rain always makes me sleepy. The rain always makes me sleepy. So instead of tired, you can say sleepy, but you can also say tired. The rain always makes me tired. The rain always, our adverb of frequency, makes, because it's the rain. So our verb needs to be conjugated with the rain, makes me sleepy. So you're looking out at the rain and then your eyes start to close. The rain always makes me sleepy. And that's why it's the perfect day to stay in with the newest Christmas film. Yeah, exactly. You can go out, it's just drizzling. Exactly. There's no need to cancel the football game. It's just drizzling. You wouldn't say gets me sleepy. You would say makes me sleepy. So you can use this. Maybe you can say a big meal at lunch always makes me sleepy. So you could use this with something other than the rain as well, but use makes me sleepy. Okay. Yeah, the rain always makes me want a nap. Exactly. Exactly. Very nice. Ooh, let's talk about winter weather. Tis the season. Tis the season to talk about winter weather. I love how all my students are watching Christmas films, which often feature snowy weather, even though much of the world does not experience snow over the holidays. And all the Christmas songs sing about snow and winter weather, going for a sleigh ride as well. Although much of the world does not experience that, I am fortunate that I do experience winter weather in my life. Okay, so have you experienced a true winter day? Hmm. Share in the comments. How about this? The snow really brightens everything up. So, we're not always going to be talking about negatives with the snow or with winter. There are definitely positives with the snow and winter, especially during Christmas. All I want for Christmas is snow. Okay, so winter weather, often in winter, the season, often it's not as sunny, but the snow is white. And whatever sun is in the air, it reflects off the snow. So if you've never experienced a winter day, the snow really brightens everything up. So it makes things seem brighter. So more lively and sunny, even if it is a cloudy day. The snow really brightens everything up. So you can say this after there was a snowfall, or just simply when you're looking outside on a snowy day. The snow really brightens everything up, and everything just represents the ground, the trees, the sky. So when I say everything, it just means what you see outside. The snow really brightens everything up. You can say, I'm so glad there's enough snow to go skiing. So remember, we talked about your verb go, and then your next verb is always in the ing. And then your verb go is what you conjugate. So you would say, yesterday, I went skiing. We went skiing. I love going skiing. So you can say, I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I'm so glad there is, because we use there is to talk about the existence of weather. There is enough snow to go skiing. So to go skiing, you need a certain amount of snow. If there's only this much snow, it's not easy to ski. But if there's this much snow, it's easy to ski. So that's enough snow, an adequate amount. I'm so glad there's enough snow to go. Now, to go skiing, to go snowboarding, to go sledding. That's something you do in the snow. To go snowshoeing. I'm trying to think of other things you do in the snow. To go snowmobiling. If you can think of another activity, let me know that involves snow. Someone said to make a snowman. So you can say, I'm so glad there's enough snow to make a snowman with my kids, because kids love doing that activity and even adults love doing that activity. How about this? The river's frozen. The river is frozen. So because it's a specific river, the one in our neighborhood, the river's frozen. So we can go skating this weekend. So there's a benefit of winter weather. And notice go, this is another go, and then your verb in ing. Have you ever gone skating? Have you ever gone skiing? Have you ever gone snowboarding? Share it in the comments. I've never gone skiing, but I've gone snowboarding many times and I've gone skating many times as well. Okay, so what about you? The river's frozen, so we can go skating this weekend. We can go skating this weekend. All right, Hidaki has gone skiing. I don't think you would really say done. It's not you don't do skiing, you go skiing. I'm so excited. I can't wait to go skiing at least once in my life. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, even if you live in Dubai, they have the indoor ski hill. So even if you live in a hot country, it could even be possible. Oh, I used to be an avid skier. Wonderful. So avid skier means this person used to go skiing a lot and they really loved it. They were very passionate about it. It was a hobby of theirs. Okay, I haven't gone skating. Awesome. Is it necessary to say go skating or just skating? Okay, well, let's look. It depends on context. The river's frozen, so we can skate this weekend. Okay, so the verb is to skate. So if you use skate, you need to conjugate it correctly. So it would be we can. Can is a modal. So your next verb would be the base verb. The river's frozen, so we can skate this weekend. You can absolutely say that. Now, in terms of activities, it is more common to use go skating to talk about activities. But yes, you can use the verb to skate. You can use to ski, to swim, to snowboard. So you can use those as the verb. But just remember, those are the verbs. So you have to conjugate them as the correct verb. How about this? We should take the kids sledding and then for a hot chocolate. So you can take the kids, and then it's an activity. Take the kids sledding. Alternatively, you can say we should go sledding with the kids. We should take the kids sledding. It's a very natural way of saying this. We should take the kids sledding. So, sled is when you're on like a plank of wood and you go down a hill covered in snow. You see it in Christmas movies all the time, and kids absolutely love it. We should take the kids sledding and then for a hot chocolate because kids also love hot chocolate, especially after a cold activity. So that could be a fun thing to do in the winter. Now, if you're talking about yourselves, you can say, we should go sledding and then for a hot chocolate. I've never gone skiing because I live in Brazil. Hopefully, you get to experience that one day. But I'm sure you've gone surfing, which is something that not everyone in cold climates gets to experience. How about this? I love stepping outside. So when you step outside is when you first go outside. So it's just an alternative to say, I love going outside. But step is just to talk about the transition from your inside and then the moment you go outside. So that would be step, just the moment you transition from inside to outside. I love stepping outside and feeling the cold breeze on my face. It instantly wakes me up. Wakes me up. So, if you've been working inside at your desk all day staring at a screen, you're probably a little bit tired, but then you go outside, you step outside, and it's cold. Well, that cold breeze is going to wake you up. It's going to energize you. It's going to rejuvenate you a little bit. This is one of my favorite things about a cold day. This is true. I love stepping outside and feeling the cold breeze on my face. It instantly wakes me up. How about this? So, all of those examples were positive about winter weather, but there's also a lot of negatives about winter weather. So, now let's talk about bad winter weather. Although this image is quite beautiful, you can tell that the snow is blowing quite heavily and it's very difficult to drive on a day like this. I don't know if you've ever experienced driving in this type of weather. I have many, many times. It is not an easy feat. That's for sure. You can say, I slipped on some black ice at lunch and now my leg is killing me. So if you say, my head is killing me, my eyes are killing me, my arm is killing me, my shoulder is killing me, it means you're experiencing a lot of pain. Okay, so maybe you have a really sore shoulder, or after an intense workout, you just went to some boot camp and you did 300 push-ups. That's probably too many. You did 50 push-ups. You can say, my arms are killing me. So your arms are very sore. Okay, so if your leg is killing you, it means your leg is sore. Your leg is experiencing pain. Now, why? Because you slipped. So you're walking and then you slipped. Okay? So if you trip, you generally go forward, and if you slip, you generally go back. You slipped on some black ice. Black ice is a type of ice that is transparent. So it's very difficult to see. So you could be walking and you have no idea there is ice there because it looks exactly the same as the sidewalk. So it's just a style of ice that's very dangerous. We call that black ice. I slipped on some black ice, but you can absolutely just say ice. I slipped on some ice at lunch, and now my leg is killing me. Okay. Or you can say, the roads haven't been plowed yet. So here, right now, you can see the marks from the car. So there isn't a lot of snow. But imagine there's this much snow on the road. Well, a truck needs to come and move the snow away. Okay, so the truck needs to go on the road and clear the road. That is to plow. To plow is when you clear the snow from the road. So you might say the roads haven't been plowed yet. So there is a lot of snow on the roads. There's no way I can get to work. There's no way I can get to work because you can't drive in this much snow. So you will be late for work. You might miss a meeting as well. You might get in trouble even, but there's no way. There's no way I can get to work. So it's like saying it's not possible. There's no way. There's no way I can get to work. Now, instead of I can get to work, get just means I'm here and then to change my location from here to work. But you can be specific and say there's no way I can drive to work because we're talking about the roads. There's no way I can drive to work. There's no way I can walk to work. So you can be specific about the transportation as well. How about this? Be careful. I saw 3 accidents on my way in. The roads are really icy. So icy is the adjective. Before when I said I slipped on some ice, ice is the noun form. Icy is the adjective. So you can say the sidewalk is icy. The roads, because it's plural, they are icy, and then really intensifies it. The roads are really icy. Be careful. So this is in the imperative. You're giving it as an instruction to someone. Be careful. Be careful. I saw 3 accidents on my way in. So an accident would be a car that hit another car or a car that swerved off of the road because of the ice or the snow. The roads are really icy. How about this? I'm wearing 3 sweaters and I'm still cold. I just can't get rid of this chill. So if you get rid of something, in this case, the something is this chill, it means you eliminate it. So I can't get rid of whatever it might be. In this case, this chill. Now, odd chill, you experience this when you have a cold or flu. So it's a symptom of a cold or flu, but it is also just a symptom of being very cold. A chill is a feeling of coldness that just doesn't seem to leave you, even if you put on a sweater or you put on a blanket, you still have this feeling of coldness. You would describe that as a chill. I have a chill. I have a chill. I'm wearing 3 sweaters and I'm still cold. I just can't get rid of this chill. So you can say that in not even that cold of weather as well. Or you can say it's too cold to take the dog for a walk. Now, instead of cold, you could say it's too hot. It's too rainy. It's too snowy, whatever it might be. It's too humid. It's too cold to take the dog for a walk. So you can take an animal, the dog, for, and then a noun, a walk. You could also say it's too cold to walk the dog. So you can use the verb walk the dog. It's too cold to walk the dog. It's too cold to take the dog for a walk. There's a frostbite warning. A frostbite warning is when you check your weather forecast and it tells you frostbite warning. It means that if you go outside and your skin is exposed in the cold, you can get frostbite, which is permanent damage from the cold. Okay, so there's a frostbite warning. That means it's not safe to go outside for long periods of time. Ooh, let's talk about windy weather, which can be dangerous. Sometimes it can be beneficial if you want to go sailing, but sometimes it can be dangerous as well or very unpleasant. So let's talk about windy weather. Windy weather. Yeah, very nice. You can absolutely say it's too cold to take the children for a walk. It's too cool to take the children for a walk. You need to say the children or our children. It's too cool to take the children for a walk. Very nice example. Yeah, this is a good one. I should have added this because of wind chill. Wind chill. It's cold outside and it feels even colder because of the wind chill. So the wind chill would be how cold it feels when you account for the wind moving the air, which always makes it feel colder. Very nice. You can say, wow, look at the trees swaying, swaying. It's really windy out there. So we already talked about out there just being outside. You could also simply say, it's really windy out. It's really windy outside. It's really windy out there. So you can use all three of them interchangeably. So swaying means moving back and forth. Wow, look at the trees swaying. So look at the trees and then your verb in ing, swaying. It's really windy out there. It's too windy to walk the dog, maybe you would say. Okay. The wind has picked up a lot since this morning. So, since this morning, that tells me that I want the action to start in the past and continue until now. So, you can use the present perfect or the present perfect continuous, depending on what the verb is. So the wind has picked up. In this case, to pick up means to increase because to pick up has many different meanings depending on context. Can you pick up some milk? Can you pick up the kids after work? So it just depends. In this case, it means increase. The wind has picked up. So it's gone from this to this. The wind has picked up a lot since this morning. So this means it was less windy in the morning and more windy now. The wind has picked up a lot since this morning. Yeah, sway. You could add back and forth, back and forth. You can add that. The trees are swaying back and forth in the wind. You don't need to, just know. You can also just say the trees are swaying in the wind. It's really windy in my city today. Yes, very nice. What's your city? And yes, this video will be on YouTube. You may have to go to a different section of my homepage. So if you go to my channel homepage and then you go to the live lessons, you'll see all the live lessons and it will be posted either immediately or it might take 5 or 10 minutes to process after this class. But yes, you can rewatch it again and again, take screenshots, write down all the keywords as well. Okay, how about this one? It might be too windy to go kayaking. So again, we have our activity go and then kayaking. So to kayak is the verb, but here we're using it as go kayaking. So kayaking is when you're in a small boat, a non-motorized boat, and then you have a paddle and then you move the paddle and there's two ends on the paddle and then you're in a small boat. It might be too windy to go kayaking. Let's wait it out. So let's wait it out, it being the wind or the weather. And if you wait something out, it's just an alternative to saying, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Well, you're waiting to see if the situation changes. So will it become less windy? Will it become more windy? So let's wait it out. Let's wait it out. Let's wait and see if the wind improves. And if it improves, then we can potentially go kayaking because they said might, which means it's a possibility. So they haven't decided yet. It might be too windy. Now, because we're talking about the weather, it might be too windy to go kayaking. Let's wait it out. So you can replace this with whatever activity that you want. Even it might be too windy to have a picnic in the park because if it's an extremely strong wind, it can ruin your picnic. It's too windy to go for a walk. Let's wait and see. Exactly. Let's wait and see. Let's wait it out. Very nice. Yeah, we won't go kayaking unless the wind calms down. Exactly. Unless the wind calms down. Natives also commonly use unless the wind dies down. So calms down or dies down. If you ever hear a native say that, die down, it means become less strong. Kayaking is not a place, it's an activity. Okay, did you put down the patio umbrella? So, patio umbrella means that you have a sitting area on your patio or outside. It could be in your yard. And then there's a big umbrella that is there to block the sun, block the rain, whatever it is. So, when you go to a restaurant, in the outdoor areas, you generally see these big umbrellas. You would call that a patio umbrella. Did you put down the patio umbrella? So the umbrella is up and then you put it down. So collapse the umbrella. It might blow away in this wind because I'm sure you've been at a restaurant and you see the umbrellas blow away, and it can be very dangerous because those umbrellas are large and they can crash into cars, break windows. So it can be quite dangerous. Okay. I hope this win doesn't knock out the power. So knock out the power. This suggests that maybe there's a power line here, and then maybe it's so windy that a tree falls down, and then the power is damaged. So that would be knock out the power. So the power represents electricity. Hopefully you know that because native speakers commonly use power to mean electricity. Oh, the power's out. We don't really say the electricity is out. We say the power's out. The power's out. I hope this wind doesn't knock out the power. So it doesn't cause the electricity to not function properly, which is very common. You could absolutely change this to I hope this rain, I hope this snow. Of course, wind is a common one. Okay, I hope this wind doesn't knock out the power. So I hope there are no power outages because of the weather. And that is the end of our lesson. So you learned a lot of natural weather vocabulary. Now, although a lot of this vocabulary may have been new to you, these are the phrases that native speakers use in our day-to-day conversation. So you really have to get beyond that. It is hot out, it is cold out, and really understand the natural way that native speakers talk about the weather, which is what I shared with you today. So definitely practice with this vocabulary. Watch this lesson again. It will be available on my channel. You can watch it again and again. Take it section by section. Focus on the sections that apply to you, because maybe the winter weather doesn't apply to you. Well, then you don't need to review that section. And of course, put yes in the comments if you like this lesson, like the lesson, because that supports the channel. It's a simple thing you can do to show your support for this free lesson. And then also subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson, every time I go live as well. And I have this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. So you can download this for free on my website. Just go to my website, JForrestEnglish.com, and it will be emailed to you. And if you want more support, I reviewed as many examples as I could. There were a lot of mistakes, to be honest, a lot of sentences that did not sound the best, and a lot of questions that I just couldn't answer. So if you want my support, if you want to be able to get my feedback, ask questions, submit your exercises for feedback, and have a more structured approach, you can get that in the Finally Fluent Academy. You'll learn real English like you learned today, and that will help you sound fluent, and you'll see amazing results in only 90 days. So you can look in the description or just go to my website as well, and then you'll see the link for the Finally Fluent Academy. All right, everyone, I will see all of you in my next lesson. Thank you so much for joining today. Bye.